Miss Sheila Lewis Ealey. So, Sheila Lewis Ealey was the founder and former director of the Creative Learning Center of Louisiana for 10 years. It was a small therapeutic day school for children on the autism spectrum and diagnosed with other nonverbal learning disabilities beginning at age 8. She's the mother of 4 children, 3 daughters, and her son Temple, who was diagnosed with severe autism disorder at 18 months. He's now 17 and considered moderate and emerging. Over the years, she's self-educated in the use of natural forms of healing the body and brain through diet, educational, and therapeutic back and forth engagement, and more importantly, a gamut of biomedical treatments. Her formal education includes a BA in Mass Communications, a Master's of Education in Curriculum and Instruction in Special Education, grades K through 12, and she's currently working on a doctorate in Educational Leadership in Special Education grades K through 12. She's certified in interactive, metronome, fast-forward reading intervention, and as a DIR floor time practitioner. Did you know that about Sheila? She's a smarty pants too. Let's give it up for Sheila.
Thank you, everyone. And no, not all of us in wheelchairs want to go first. In 1857, the Supreme Court of the United States told a slave, Dred Scott, that he could not petition the court for his freedom because he was not considered a person, but property. Well, 129 years later, in 1986, what the federal government told us with the vaccine compensation program is that our children are not considered people, but property. And today, what we have in 30 states is a governmental system completely corrupt, in collusion with the very people who manufacture these biologics to take away our parental rights to our children, which means they want to seal the deal and enslave our children. It is time that the media stand on the Constitution. It is time they rise up with the courage to tell the truth, without bias, without being paid off, even if they have to do it on their own. Frederick Douglass discovered in 1847 that the Libertor, which was founded by white abolitionists who had good intent, still had an underlying unconscious racism that permeated through the African American, or not American then, but the African black slave community. What he decided to do against all odds, and to the detriment of his relationship with Garrison, who started the Libertor in Boston, was to sever his ties and start the North Star. And what he said was that we can wait on the anti-slave movement to speak for us, or we can get up and decide that they're not going to do it within this cause or beyond this cause, and lead ourselves. So today what I say, that's who we are. We are the new form of abolitionists. And I stand and tell anyone who says I need to be snuffed out, there's no need to do it, because I'm going to tell you who I am. I am anti-vaccine. There's no such thing as a safe vaccine. So there you have it. No need to snuff me out. I'm out, and I'm proud to be out. The lives of millions of children depend on what we do today. And it is time to take a strong stand. It is time to tell the truth about what we are experiencing and stop standing behind an unsettled science whose information was given to you by the very people who created the poison that we injected into our children. Come to the other side and hear what we have to say. Our children are not up for negotiation, not with a school system that we pay taxes into. There is no such thing as a free and appropriate education. When you pay taxes, those dollars that you pay go into that school system. So that makes us partners in that system. And as the media and as parents, you don't have to get over your fear. The meaning of being a warrior doesn't mean that they're fearless. That's what many people think. Oh, they have fear. But what they've learned to do is embrace that fear. They've learned to acknowledge that fear. And they use that knowledge against their opponent. Learn who your enemy is. Embrace it. Your enemy is called tyranny, fascism, corporatism. That's your enemy. We don't need to build walls around the border of the United States. The enemy is within. And it is time to acknowledge who the enemy actually is. There is a saying that Dr. Samuel Hanahan, the father of homeopathy, coined. It is a Latin phrase, sapere aude. And what it means is dare to know. So I challenge each and every one from the media, dare to know the truth. Dare to walk on the other side. Dare to embrace the science that is on the other side. And for parents, continue to rise up. Rise up as a warrior. Fearless, because you've embraced that fear. When your child is damaged, what else do you have to fear? They've damaged your heritage.
We hear you, Sheila.
When the life of your child is snuffed out for no other reason other than greed and a program that you didn't sign up for, while they constantly tell you you're wrong about what has happened and that one size fits all, it is time to realize who you are. You are a mighty warrior, a child of the living God. And through God, with faith, you can conquer all things. believe in that ability without wavering. It is not enough in this country to say, "In God we trust," but yet you have not trusted God enough to know that your children are fearfully and wonderfully made. To know that the God who entrusted you to that child needed no help from a toxic biologic in a needle to protect its health. You've been hoodwinked and fed a bunch of lies. Before the onset of vaccines, people were living, and they were living up to 200 years of age and beyond. 200,000 years of the human race existed before 1986 and will continue to exist. Let this be what you carry out into your community, that we are united, not as the United States of America. We are united as the human race. We are united as children of God. We are united as parents. And because of that, we are indeed one nation under God with liberty and justice for all.